Alright guys, today we're going to be talking about finding equations of lines. This is just going to be a review because you should have already done this in Algebra 1 and Algebra 2 really. So write down the title, equation of a line. Alright, equations of a line. That's your title. Okay, in the far left hand side on your margin, because we're going to find equations of lines from several things, the first thing we're going to write down is from 2 points. So this is how you find an equation of a line from 2 points. Alright, don't pass the margin. So find an equation line from 2 points. Next thing I want you to do is simply take your page, fold it in half to the line like a hot dog, and crease it, then open it. Okay, and so basically we're going to be taking notes in this first column and examples in this last column, and then here is going to be equations of a line from 2 points and then equations of a line from a graph. So when we get to there, we're going to write that in. So notes and example. So step 1, from 2 points, step 1. First thing you do is you need to find slope. Find slope m. Okay, so find slope m. The really cool thing about this is you have a reference sheet that tells you how to find slope m. So here's my reference sheet. Okay, it says slope formula is m equals y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, where m is the slope, and x1, y1, and x2, y2 are points on the line. So those are points on the line, and m is the slope. Okay, great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down the formula that I just read. M equals, and it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so go ahead and write that down. Again, that's straight from the reference sheet. Okay, perfect. Now on this other side, okay, we're going to deal with an example. So example. So as we're taking notes, we're going to do a couple of examples, and at the end I'm going to give you a quiz. So make sure that you're writing everything down because I will be checking, and also that you're paying attention and stopping me and asking me any questions if you don't understand. Alright, so example 1, let's say that I'm given the points 5 and 1, and also I'm given 3, 5. Alright, so let's say that those are the points that I'm given. So according to my notes, it says step 1, find the slope, m. The way I find slope is this, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So obviously the first thing that I need to do is label my points, x1, y1. So x1, y1, x2, y2. Always label it because I'm telling you, it's going to be so simple if you just label it. Alright, so find slope. I've labeled it. All I'm going to do is now plug in the numbers in here. So where I see y2, I'm going to put in the number there instead. So m equals y2, which is 5. Okay, so 5 minus y1. What's y1? 1. Over, what's x2? 3 minus, what's x1? 5. Okay, then of course work it out. 5 minus 1 is 4. 3 minus 5 is negative 2. Okay, now you never leave it like this. You always simplify it. So if you could simplify this, go ahead and simplify it. 4 divided by negative 2 is going to give you negative 2. Okay, so my slope m is equal to negative 2. Perfect. I did step 1. Find the slope. I found the slope. Alright, step 2. Step 2 is going to be asking yourself, which equation do I need? Alright, which equation do I need in order to finish this problem? Okay, so again, you go to the reference sheet, and as you can see, for equations, there are two types of equations. It's y equals mx plus b M is slope, B is the y-intercept. There's y minus y1 equals mx minus x1, where m is slope, x1, y1 is a point on the line. So I'm going to look at the first equation. Do I have the slope? Yes, I just have the slope. Do I have the y-intercept? So looking at my question, do I have the y-intercept? Do I know where it crosses the y-axis? No, so I can't use that equation. So let me look at the next one. Y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Where m is a slope, I have m. x1, y1 is a point on the line. Do I have a point on the line? I sure do. See that right there? x1, y1. So which equation do I need? I need the second equation, which is y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. All right, that's the equation that I need. Now, of course, all you're going to do is plug in whatever you have, whatever values you have for this. So y minus, what's y1? So again, you look back up here, y1 is 1. So y minus 1 equals m. What's m? All right, really good. -2, parentheses, x minus x1. What's x1? All right, good. x1 is 5, so minus 5. Okay, so which equation do you need? Bam, that's what I need. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. So I guess over here you could say plug in values. Plug in the values. So that's what we've done. We've plugged in the values. And then what am I going to do after that? All right, we're just going to simplify. Simplify. All right, we're just going to simplify. So we need to make it look like y equals something. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of these parentheses, what I like to call a house. Whenever you go to someone's house, it's very rude for you to say hi to one person and not say hi to everyone else. So in this class, we have no rude people. When you go to someone's house, you say hi to everyone. All right, so this person wants to enter the house. He or she is going to say hi to everyone in the house. So -2 is going to go in the house. Going to say hi to the first person. Okay, and then it's going to say hi to the second person. And when I say hi, it's just multiplication. So I'm going to bring this down. Y minus 1 equals -2 saying hi to the first person is going to be -2x. And then -2 saying hi to the next person, -5. Multiply those together, you should get +10. All right, so he or she has entered the house and is not being rude. So you have y minus 1 equals -2x plus 10. All right, remember, we're still trying to get y by itself, so what do I need to do to both sides now, just to get y by itself? Very good. I'm going to go ahead and add 1 to both sides. So I'm going to get y equals -2x plus 10 plus 1 is 11. So y equals -2x plus 11. And believe it or not, that's it. That's the equation of the line. Okay, so it's really, really simple. They're just 2 steps. First step is find slope. Okay, plug in the numbers in that, find the slope. Second step is just asking yourself, which equation do you need? And then plugging in all the numbers and solving it for y. So perfect. Easy enough. Now, what I've seen happen, what tends to happen is they're going to introduce fractions to make it harder. So I want to make sure I cover an example like that. So this is still going to be another example from 2 points, only it's going to have a fraction in it. It's going to be this exact same thing, only it's going to have a fraction. All right, so I've run out of space, but you're just going to write example 2 and carry on. I'm just going to do mine on another sheet of paper just because I ran out of space. So, example 2. All right, so for my example 2, let me say that I'm given the points -1 and 3. And I'm also given 4 and I'm also given 6. All right, so I'm still given 2 points. Okay, so I still follow the same thing that I did initially. So step 1, so my first sheet of paper, step 1 was to find slope m. M equals y2 minus y1. All right, so first step was to find, m which is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, this part should be easy. In fact, I want you to see if you could go ahead of me and find the slope before I actually find it. Okay, and then I'm just going to come back behind. All right, so first step, always label x1, y1, x2, y2. All right, then just simply plug in the numbers. Okay, m equals y2. What's y2? Good, 6. Minus y1. What's y1? Good, 3. Over x2. What's x2? Good, 4. Minus x1. What's x1? Negative 1. Okay, go ahead and simplify this. 6 minus 3 is 3. 4 minus negative 1 is the same as saying 4 plus 1, because the two negatives become positive, over 5. Okay. Can I simplify that? Remember, you always simplify your slope. Can I simplify 3 over 5? Is there a number that goes into 3 and 5? No, which means that that is my slope. My slope is now a fraction. So m equals 3 over 5. So I did step 1. Okay, plugged it in, found slope. All right, step 2, remember, was to ask myself, which equation do I need? Okay, which equation do I need? So again, just like before, you've got your two equations right here. You're not given the y-intercept, you're still given a point, so I'm going to need the second one. Okay, so the very first thing you do is just write it out. So I need y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Okay, then all we're going to do is simply plug in the numbers. Okay, so I know y minus, what's y1? All right, very good. Remember, it's still labeled, so y1 is 3. So y minus 3 equals m. What's m? Very good. M is my slope, 3 over 5. Open parentheses, x minus, what's x1? All right, very good. x1 is negative 1. Close parentheses. All right, let's simplify this to make this look a little neater. Y minus 3 equals 3 over 5. Now, the two negatives here are going to turn into positive, so x plus 1. Now, here's my dilemma. I now have a fraction outside. All right, there's several ways you could do this, but the one I find the easiest for you guys to catch on is to get rid of the denominator. So, in your notes, okay, I'm going to ask you to write down the steps on how to get rid of the denominator, okay? So I'm going to write here, to get rid of fraction, multiply the denominator, multiply the denominator by everything. Multiply the denominator to everything, not by everything, to everything. Because by everything would mean you multiply the denominator. Yeah, to everything. Multiply the denominator to everything. So find your denominator, which is 5, and we're going to go ahead and multiply everything by 5. Now keep in mind that the house is already multiplied by this outside, so you're not going to touch a house, because if you change something out here, it's already changed in the house, because that person's going to say hi to that person, to everyone in the house. Okay, so we're going to multiply everything by 5. So I'm going to multiply this by 5, multiply that by 5, multiply that by 5, multiplying everything by 5. All right, so then go ahead and write down, what does it become? We'll have 5 times y, which is equal to what? 5y. Minus 5 times 3, which is equal to what? 15. Equals. Okay, now follow along. It's 3 times 5, which is 15, divided by 5, which is going to give me 3. So 3 times 5, 15, divided by 5, which is going to give me 3. Notice, basically, these two numbers cancel. Okay. So you just get the 3 on top, or you could just do 3 times 5 is 15 divided by 5, which is 3. Parentheses x plus 1. Now from here, you're able to do it. All right, so go ahead and just do it without watching me, but you could be listening to me as you're doing it. I'm going to open the house, so open the parentheses. I'm going to get 5y minus 15 equals, and I'm going to say hi to everyone in the house. So my 3 is going to say hi to the x, so it's going to become 3x. And then my 3 is going to say hi to the 1, because we are not rude. 3 times 1 is 3. Okay, perfect. So I said hi to everyone in the house. The house is rid of. Remember, I want to get y by itself, so I need to get rid of everything that's bothering my y. So I'm going to add 15 to both sides so I can get rid of this 15. So I'm going to get 5y equals 3x, and we got 3 plus 15, which is 18. Okay, again, my y is still attached to this 5, so I'm going to get rid of it by dividing by 5. If I do it to one side, I do it to the other side, so I divide everything by 5. So I'm going to get I'm going to get y equals 3 over 5x plus 18 over 5. Now you ask yourself, is there any way you could simplify anything here? Okay, because you always leave your equation in simplest form. Is there a number that goes into 18 and 5? No. Okay, so that's going to be the equation of my line. So again, this is still from 2 points. It's just in case your slope is a fraction and not a whole number. The steps are exactly the same. You find the slope, 3 over 5. You plug it into the equation that you need, and then you just get rid of that fraction. And to get rid of that fraction, you always multiply by the number that's underneath it. So divided by 5, so you multiply by 5 to everything. Once you do that, just go ahead and simplify, and the rest is just algebra. So open up the parentheses, get rid of everything that's bothering the y, and then you leave your final equation in terms of y equals. So y equals 3 over 5x plus 18 over 5. And that's it. That's all there is to finding the equation of a line given 2 points.